Hi, this is Jim Hendricks with the Albany Museum of Art. I would like to introduce you to Eric Mack, an Atlanta mixed media artist whose exhibition Ordo Naturalis is showing at the Albany Museum of Art through April 23, 2022. Recently, I had a conversation with the artist about his life and work for a series of videos. In our first segment today, Eric Mack talks about how he got started as an artist and what he strives to communicate to the viewer through his art. Thanks for talking with us today, Eric. Can you tell us how you got your start as an artist? Did you have a different career path originally?
I would have to say I got my start as an artist through my love of just drawing and actually calligraphy. My mother worked at a technical college in Charleston, South Carolina in my early elementary years. So every day after school, I would go to her job, and I'd get dropped off there, and I'd wait there until she's done. So in this college library, there I had all types of books on science, art, all types of things. But I was most drawn to the calligraphy books because of the style of handwriting, the kind of decorative feel of it all, the flow of it. And so I would bring a lot of those books home, and I would practice and kind of just I was really entertained and just loved just the creation of this kind of special handwriting style. So that kind of got me really into just maybe even what goes on now in the work, the kind of detail and patience, and just really more so the detail of it all, handwriting, calligraphy, and stuff like that. But after my mom stopped working at the technical college, she opened up her first hair salon. So then after school, instead of going to the technical college library, I was going to her hair salon, and I ended up becoming a barber at an early age. Like age 15, I was cutting hair. Some of my friends and family, members and stuff in the area, I would cut their hair in the back of her salon. And so, that was my first kind of entrepreneurial avenue on making money and still being creative at the same time, because I would, at the time, a lot of hairstyles, fades and different designs. So I was cutting names and pictures and all that. So still, barbering, hand-eye creation, coordination, the whole thing is kind of like live sculpture. So, my first career was barbering, and I did that actually through college. So when I came to the Atlanta College of Art in 1994, there was a barbershop I started working at part-time when I wasn't in class. And it was cool because I could set my own hours, I made money, I could pay my rent, I could, just really take care of myself, which was great. So I was able to create in the barbershop, also creating in school, and it all really tied in. So that was my original career path, and it's been about roughly 10 years since I worked in a barbershop or have cut hair, and just the whole personal feel of that particular career, it has helped me in a lot of different ways, even now.
I know you did a residency program in Germany. What's your favorite experience from that?
Well, from that time in Germany, I would have to say my favorite experience or experiences was just the fact of living in the city, being able to work amongst artists, mostly from Munich. There were two Japanese artists and myself. So in my building, there were 47 German Munich-based artists and three Auslanders, or outsiders as they call us. But it was just great to be immersed in the culture, the language, history, and the work was accepted. People were super cool with me being a part of the cohort. But I do have a funny story. When I first got there because initially when I filled out my application, there could be 800 different artists from across the city who would send in their applications to get into this program. The studios are subsidized, super affordable, and so everybody wanted to get in for low rent cost and just a great space. And initially, everybody's like, "Oh, if you're applying for this, this situation, good luck. Everybody else is too." I'd only been in the city for like 5 months. Most of the applicants had went to the Kunst Academy, which is the art academy in Munich, and they mostly knew each other, and just it's a whole just community of creatives that grew up together, who trained and got educated together. So I'm coming into the kind of welcome reception for the artist, and I'm standing there, and everybody's all in circles talking, and I'm just kind of standing there looking around, and some of them were kind of like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a studio," and they're like, "Oh, okay," so I go up, I get my key and everything, and once they saw the work, they kind of took me under their wing, and they were super cool. But I think initially they're like, "Why are you here? You didn't go to Kunst Academy, no one knows you, all this stuff." So just being able to work and have the work accepted was great, and just the whole experience, it's like living in a movie.
What are you trying to communicate to the viewer through your artwork?
Through the work, I'm really trying to communicate just the harmony of the visual world, really spotlighting shape, pattern, and form in our living spaces, in nature, and how they all work together, and how we are inspired by them, how they keep us comfortable, they feed us, they all these systems, they kind of help us as humans on Earth sustain ourselves in various ways. There's a lot of artists that tell a lot of the stories in a more like a form that is not portraiture, but people are really a part of the work. And a lot of times, even early in my career, a lot of people, they would say, "Oh, Eric, those paintings are nice." They say, "Well, do you do black art?" And I would just kind of say, "Well, I mean, this is black art as well, but on the surface, on average, most people, they're like, well, if I don't see any black people in it, it's not really black art." But I feel as as a black artist, there's a lot of different ways that a story can be shared and told. I want you to have to go inside of it and process and make the connections yourself. I'm a thinker. I like process. I like history. You know, I like to kind of explore. And so with the work, I've always wanted it to be something that I want the viewer to go inside and extract what responds to them. So there's a lot of symbols, there's a lot of patterns, colors, there's textures. Even in the new work, I'm adding not just my standard underpaintings of found paper and different things. I'm using recycled objects, recycled products. I'm using soil, peat moss, seeds, and as a avid gardener, in the fall, I collect a lot of seeds, from miscanthus grasses to different perennials, and a lot of the seeds have great color, great composition, and when used in, say, an underpainting in a very dense type way, you get like you get a different type of feeling that a paint can't give. So yeah, it's just, I could talk forever about it.
Thank you for watching these conversations with artist Eric Mack. His exhibition Ordo Naturalis can be seen in the upstairs McCormick Gallery at the Albany Museum of Art through April 23, 2022. Images of Eric's artwork are courtesy of White Space Gallery in Atlanta. The Albany Museum of Art at 311 Meadowlark Drive is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. Admission is always free. We hope you will visit soon.